Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Bozmos2, where we are playing Chaco. This is turn 22. Let's jump into things. Okay, so, a lot of thrones getting taken. We've got the Brass Throne, the Silver Throne, and the Throne of War claimed at this turn. We'll check those out after we get through messages. We did some site searching. Unfortunately, did not find anything. We have a proclamation from Naba, Yakrib the Carib. I don't know if that's a, name. And Kinju the Red Tengu. That sounds like a rename. Maybe? Not sure. And then we've got some unexpected events, because we have no battles this turn. This is a very simple turn. Unexpected events. Nature 3, or 3 nature gems in Zaburia. Magical gems have been found. The extensive bureaucracy of the local government is costly, decreasing tax gains to the treasury, minus 10 income in high peaks. And then minus 280 population as an earthquake strikes and destroys our temple. Nice. Then we have found a magic site in Anglovania. This is a gold deposit, so that's 60 gold per turn. That's actually really nice. Kind of offsets the high peaks loss there. And then we have a event in Jereb. One of our bailiffs is afraid of bandits, so we get plus 10 defense. It's Hoburg defense, though, so you know, is it really a bonus? Worldwide event. The Throne of War has been claimed, so unrest increases across the realm. This is kind of annoying, but is what it is. We've got sneaking enemy has been discovered patrolling. So we found a scout from Phasia. And then we have completed a bunch of forts. Fortified village in Assad, wooden fort in High Peaks, and wooden fort in Ablak. Okay, so this is actually going to be a relatively simple turn. We'll go through our motions real quick, and then we will talk about kind of what the game state is, and what some of our near goals probably are. So we're moving Kikmong 3 back into Jereb, just as a kind of like one-off, whatever. The hope is that Phasia is going to be attacking into Bogarus this turn, and we won't have to worry about anything after that. That might not be the case. There are a potential lot of units here. But if Phasia attacks this turn and fails, we will potentially move on to Bogarus next turn. We've got, still have our 29 Katsinas here at the ready. 2 Wuyas ready to go. These Wuyas are going to be researching this turn, adding a fair amount of research to our meter, along with the Hmong Katsina. I told you, our research was going to go from, like, it went from 35-ish last turn, I think, to 154 this turn, as we are researching now in a number of different locations. Still site searching in a number of different locations. We are moving around Bozmod2's Chikun Star Priest and Chikun Sun Priest, as well as 2 different Hmong Katsinas that are site searching. Down in Hesperia, we're site searching with Yona and with Wuya 3 and Star 9. Probably not going to be site searching much longer with our Great Bear, or I don't know. So, like, we're getting to the point. 43 research is still very nice, but we're getting to the point to where I don't really care. The Great Bear guaranteeing we find fire, earth, or nature is nice. But we already have a guy running around guaranteeing we find earth and nature. So it's really just guaranteeing we find fire, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to not find fire, but versus a decent amount of research, maybe not. So we're going to site search this turn, and then we're probably going to be looking into alternatives, potentially heading into Unremark, but we're not sure about that. Moving to, we're site searching in Assad. It's actually kind of a low turn for infrastructure because of that Throne of War event. Which, don't worry, we're gonna check the thrones. That's one of the things we're gonna do after we talk about movement. Because of that Throne of War event, we have little pockets of unrest all over. Not much, but enough unrest to decrease our overall income by about 300 or so. Which is kind of annoying. We're also getting to the point to where we're just starting to cost more. With the amount of elite warriors and archers, right? These guys are cheap, but, you know, they cost less than 1 gold a month. But when you have a couple hundred of them, that begins to add up. Also, realistically, like, you know, a single wuya is... what is that? Almost 20 gold a month. And now that we have 5 wuyas, that's, you know, 100 gold a month just in wuyas. So, of our upkeep, 100, a sixth of it. That's a sixth of it? No, that's bad math. That's real bad math. That is not a sixth. Jesus, my brain. Well, I guess technically. Yeah. Ignore me. It's been a long day. So, nothing really, none of these movements are really big movements aside from, I was going to say aside from the barbarians, which we are intending on suiciding. We are continuing to recruit more wuyas, more katsinas. We actually have a comparable army over here in Chaco. We continue to recruit in Ablak. We're getting our first Sorceress. This is going to take several turns. I say several turns. It's going to take 2 turns, right, to get a Sorceress here. And these are 10 gold a turn. So we've got to be careful on banking too much on these. But they're pretty nice. Yeah, I say pretty nice. These are really potentially some of our best mages, especially considering we have star priests here to communion up with them. So recruiting. Not recruiting anything crazy except for the sorceress and the wuya. Research. We are going to be able to finish enchantment 2 this turn, which will give us personal regeneration, which is very useful for us. We will then be swapping over to thaumaturgy for the intended purpose of grabbing communion real quick, and for potentially probably going to go up to 2 to grab mind burn as an easy option. So I say that we're gonna do the communion. I don't know that we're gonna commit entirely, so we're not gonna make it all the way through, which is why I'm not super concerned about. We might not commit entirely to going up to level 2 of thaumaturgy, because we have to make a decision. So the Bogaru scenario has been a thorn in the side of our side for a while. We were hoping this was going to be done 5 turns ago, 6 turns ago, but as that always seems to happen, right? Like, oh yeah, great, and then 20 turns later, right? So always go with overwhelming force. Always overwhelming, even if you don't think you're gonna overwhelming force. So hopefully this is going to be resolved in the very near future, and then we can move on to something else. But we have to figure out what we're moving on to. Gielinor is the planet of death, right? There is the Urmor, Lemuria, and Therados, kind of like alliance. Dacia and Yis and have been fighting against them for quite some time now. Making headway here or there, losing ground in other places. Still winnable for either side in the near future. But I believe has been attacked by Kangobia, maybe? I don't know if it's like a full-on, we're coming forever. And Satis, who I believe had sided with the Yis-Basia alliance in order to kill the undead, has been attacked by Marverni. We got to witness part of that, and now Marverni, you know, trying to take advantage of the situation rather than deal with the undead, which is perfectly valid. What? Like, nothing wrong with that. But is now making overtures. They've broken their nap with Marverni, and they've been saying, okay, well, fine, fuck you. We're gonna attack Marverni and we're gonna all go down screaming. Has asked me on a number of occasions, right, to join the fight against Ermor and Lemuria, and I've talked about this, right, this concept of like, it's just a drain. It doesn't get me anything, right? And this is the problem with pop kill nations, heavy pop kill nations like especially Ermor, right, or Celeria, for example, right? His land is basically all already dead. It's 22 turns in the game. I will get, and even we have the Rebirth mod, right? So in theory, if we killed him in the next 10 turns, then 50 turns from now, his lands are going to be worth something. It's just, that's such a pain in the ass, because it's not going to be a free win, right? Even in the scenario that, you know, my Katsina are a pretty good matchup for his massive hordes of undead, right? We can't really repel them because, you know, there's not really a way for us to get past their morale checks, unfortunately, and that's what a part of repelling is. But we can entangle the shit out of them. The undead tend to have pretty low magic resistance, and in Bind Shield is a check against your MR. So it's very likely that it would be super difficult for even, say, like 20 Katsinas versus 100 undead. The 20 Katsinas would probably win that, unless he's got something else really going on. So it's not like it's a fight we can't take. It's just not an easy fight for us. One of the reasons why is because if we think about how can we even get to Ermor, well, one of the ways is we can go through our port. Connects over here to Aldgold, right? But it also connects to Sodorth, and it connects to Perenna, right? So at any given time, we could get attacked via this port. And the people aren't being stupid. They're keeping decent defenses on these forts. And while our Katsinas probably are decently good at handling units, they are not going to be good at sieging. So this is all a big scenario of like, we have one connection point here, we have one connection point here through a disease location, which we don't want to do, and then we have one connection point here, right, in the Nidian range. So this is a bad, narrow front on which to try to fight Ermor. Fortunately for us, we do have a leg up in some ways. One of those ways is that our Wuyas have supply bonus 40, right? So they automatically, they can basically carry around a decent stack of units, right? Which is very good, because you know how bad I am at remembering to stay supplied. But that's not a guarantee, and for larger armies that are large enough to crack Ermor's walls, for example, right? We don't have the required construction to be able to. So basically, what I'm trying to say is this is a super narrow front, and we're out of position because we're still having to deal with Bogarus, and we don't have the required research to really make this a smoother fight the way that it should be. And all that goes to say that while I agree we should be attacking Ermor, and now is probably the time to attack Ermor, I don't know that I logically can, just for the simple matter of, I'm pretty sure if I do, it's just gonna end in failure, right? So, for now, we are either, I'm gonna talk to Atlantis a little bit more, we are either going to turn our attention to End, or we are, and I do not like this idea, I don't think going after, I'm going to reach out to Phlegra, and I'm going to talk to them a little bit. I'm also going to reach out to Kangobia and talk to them a little bit. But I don't think attacking man is going to be a great idea, almost for the exact same reasons of like attacking Ermor, but for man at the very least, I can death ball up. We can basically just hit Assad and Pastena at the same time, and then just be like, okay, well, you literally cannot get to us otherwise, man, so, you know, whatever. Again, though, this is old man, not new man, this is old man, so they have fucking big-ass walls. So we've got to figure out ways to pop forts sooner rather than later. My assumption is what's actually going to happen is we are probably going to be relatively stale for about 8 turns. Maybe not quite 8 turns, but about 8 turns. My assumption for that is that we're going to hit Enchantment 2, we're going to hit Thaumaturgy 1, we're going to hit in Construction 2, and then we're going to have... I don't even know if we're going to do it in that order, but we're probably going to then go up to Conjuration 3. We're going to summon a whole shit ton of bears. We're probably going to summon a fair amount of ant warriors, because I actually think ant warriors are pretty dope. And then we're going to probably have already been attacked by that point. But we'll see. That's kind of the concept that we were moving toward. So that means a couple turns of infrastructure, a couple turns of continuing to build up. We are going to continue to abuse being in In's dominion in order to... These guys went from 4 to 9. So we have, what, 9, 8... Don't make me do fucking math again. 9, 8, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54 research right here. Compared to what it was previously 24, right? So that's a big fucking difference. It's a very big difference. So we're very excited about that. And now we're going to check some thrones. So, thrones this turn. There was the Brass, Silver, and Throne of War. So... Silver Throne is that. I wish you could just click on the flag, or hover over the flag and it tell you. It does not. That looks like a new... This is Vadihheim? Okay. So Vadihheim has the Silver Throne, which is... Dominion spread 2, 100 gold per turn, and Adept of the Silver Order. Adept of the Silver Order is, in my opinion, really fucking good. High, Air, and Astral is amazing. And you get a chance for Earth or Fire, which either of those are pretty good in a Communion. Or Higher Air is great in a Communion. If you get another Air, if you random another Air, then when you communion up, if you only need two communion slaves to be Air 4, and that's awesome. That lets you cast most things, basically. It's really good. Brass Throne, is this Kailasa? Or is that not Pelagia, it's no, it is Kailasa. Okay, cool. Patala, I think, is the late age one, or the middle age one that I was thinking of instead. So that is the Brass Throne. Dominion 1 produces 1 fire and 1 earth gem per turn and 50 gold per turn, so pretty nice. And then the Throne of War, I believe this is Vanheim. Spreads Dominion 1, has increased attack skill 1 and increased morale skill 1. That's great for Vanheim. Is that Vanheim? That would be great for us, honestly. That looks like Vanheim. Red Banner. Midgard. Age of Men. So this is middle-aged Vanheim. Still has the Vans, still has Van Jarls, still has Van Heers. But also has the skin shifters. Oh, it has the Einhairs, but not the sacred Einhairs. Gotcha. Now, these things are still sick, by the way. Or sick when they're sacred. Anyways, okay, that's it for the turn. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.